Hi, how's it going? Last week I did buy a few comics, not that many, but a lot of them weren't of high enough standard for me to review them, or they just weren't that interesting. I did buy Punisher War Journal, but this was basically, the majority of it was a monologue from G.W. Bridge with Frank in the back of a van, so there's not much I can do about that. It was a pretty good issue, but there's not much I can talk about. Iron Man, Invincible Iron Man number 4, which I am going to talk about, and I got the Wolverine one-shot, which I don't know why I keep doing this. I keep buying those one-shots, and the first half, which was about, I think, 14, 15 pages, there was a story featuring the nanny and the orphan maker, or something along those lines. It was really good. And then the second half was just a piece of crap, and I hate when, at the end of an issue, you think you're getting a really thick issue, and what you actually get is a little preview of an upcoming other series, It pisses me off. Anyway, Comic Foundry. Absolutely the best comics magazine I have ever read. I bought issue 3 simply off the absolute brilliance that was issue 2. And I only bought issue 2 because Matt Fraction was on the cover, and I wanted, to read about different things than what is on the Marvel website or on Newsarama, Him talking to an interviewer for a magazine. And the surrounding articles, everything about issue 2 was perfect. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to buy issue 3 because it was good. The thing is, this has completely surpassed the previous issue. Blair Butler of G4 TV fame, who I don't really know that much about, is on the cover, and there is an absolutely brilliant article with her. She's a complete fangirl, she knows exactly what she's talking about, and it's complete, interesting stuff. Everything that's in this magazine is absolutely dense. They're not trying to stretch it out, sticking adverts in between, just trying to sell space. Everything is of an absolute A grade, okay? The other biggest thing on the cover is, how is the recession going to affect the comics industry? Which is a brilliant question. I mean, it's coming to, the recession's coming to the US, it's coming to Ireland, it's coming to the UK, it's going to affect the whole world, and it's going to affect the comics industry because the price of gas is going up, also the price of paper is going up, so distribution and printing, both going to go up. It's a really great article. I would say this is more than worthy for the Comics Journal. I mean, the writing is superb. It's in no way patronising or talking down to you. It's just giving you the facts and talking to you in the way you'd want to be talked to. Because with Comics Journal, it's not always that way, Sometimes it's pretty pretentious. There's a great how-to section. Rather than just sticking to the big four, which would be colouring, inking, penciling, and writing, it's got how to do web comics, how to get in the biz if you want to be a letterer. This is useful stuff. As I said, this is dense. 1 page per area of the business, and what it does is it packs it full of information, and it's information that you would want to know, and it's from the people who do it themselves, people in the industry doing this as their job. At the back of that article, it's got a list of small press, comics, small press, and they are looking for writers, artists, all that. It's got their addresses, their websites. Buy this if you have any interest in entering the comics industry or know anyone who would be interested, because it will help you, leaps and bounds. It's unbelievable. The guide itself is great, but I think that's the most useful thing it's provided. Mark Miller, there's 2 interviews with him, talking about war heroes, which I didn't know this, but apparently the idea originally came during his run on the Ultimates, and he also talks in a later interview about the Kick-Ass movie that's coming up, and interestingly, for UK viewers, Jonathan Ross's wife, Jane Goldman, is writing the screenplay. She also did Stardust, and that's just a nice little fact. There's a great little segment on Comic-Cons, but again, they could have been very run-of-the-mill about this. They didn't. There's this brilliant bingo card that has loads of little, funny bits in it, like, was that the back of Stan Lee's head, which you check off if you see that, inappropriate cosplay bonus, and obviously the 1970s Incredible Hulk, Luke Ferrigino, seen as he makes a living out of basically going to cons nowadays. There's a brilliant article about couples in the comics business, and under each one it says, oh, they recently worked on New X-Men, they recently worked on whatever, and under Kelly Sue DeConnick and Matt Fraction it says they recently collaborated on Henry Leo, their ongoing son. Love it. Sense of humour, funny, cute, can't argue with it. Absolutely brilliant. Finally, great article with Scott McCloud on his series Zot. And really intelligent stuff, really great, insightful stuff into the world of Scott McCloud. I don't know why you wouldn't buy this, because it's absolutely the perfect magazine. And more importantly, if we don't support absolutely brilliant small press like this, we won't be around for so long, because there's too many big boys that are going to kick it down, you know. Invincible Iron Man number 4, great issue, 2 big beefs with this. First of all, the cover I got was absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Colouring especially on the cover was brilliant. But it's got nothing to do with what's going on inside. I hate when the content has, you know, very little to do with the cover and vice versa. You know, it's just very annoying. There's only one thing worse in my opinion, and that is when, you know, a cover gives away something that happens at the very end. Why someone would do that, God only knows. Also, my other beef is that Reed Richards looks Puerto Rican. He looks like a teenage Ricky Martin. I don't know why. Great script as always. It's Matt Fraction. It's intelligent. At the very start, Reed Richards is playing chess with Tony Stark. It's funny because they're playing 5 games of chess at once, and Tony's saying, "Oh, sometimes I think he's the only person in the world that's smarter than me, simply because he can stretch his brain to suit him." Just good, intelligent writing. My favourite bit in the whole thing was just this 1 page of decompression. Just brilliant artwork, completely set the tone. When decompression is done this well, I don't think there's anything better. But I'm just so glad it's not overused, because it would lose the whole effect. So my basic advice is, if you're not already reading Invincible Iron Man, buy the trade paperback when it comes out, because it's well worth reading. Great series. With Matt Fraction, you can't really go wrong. Speaking of Matt Fraction, recently read Secret Invasion tie-in, Thor. Also read the X-Men one and the Inhumans one, and they were all really good. The best tie-ins to the Secret Invasion I've read so far, outside the Mighty Avengers and the New Avengers. And I think I'm going to review them next. Those were the comics I bought this week. Possibly tomorrow, if not the next day. Also Secret Invasion 5. I'll be reviewing that. I'll catch you then. Thanks a lot for watching. And I hope you enjoyed the shows. If you want to subscribe, you know what to do.